Hey.
Huh. Oh, hey. Yeah.
All right, that bit's over.
That bit's over. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to our
That bit's
special
over now.
edition, because it's a holiday during the week, of Best of Five.
yeah, I'm really wondering how long you're going to keep those.
I kind of don't want them on right now, but I'm going to try
I
my best.
already bailed.
For those who aren't watching, I'm wearing these 2021 glasses that were $4.
Yeah, for those of who are watching in the year 2021, I hope it's going better.
I hope you're well. I hope you're better than us right now.
Yes.
So how was your Christmas, man?
Not too bad, man. Just hung out with the family.
Ow!
You good?
It hurt. Yeah,
You got it?
I'm fine.
All right.
It's fine.
We're good. Oh, yeah, it wasn't too bad, man. Ate some dank-ass Mexican food and opened some presents.
Make Irish food?
Yeah, McNoodle.
McNoodle?
Yeah, I gave you a jar. Let me know how that tastes.
I really think it's weird that your family uses jars, by the way.
Why?
That's so like 1950s.
I guess, man. I think we're just a bunch of hipsters and we would refuse to admit it. Like, my mom jars everything.
Yeah, everything I've gotten from your mom has been in a jar.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
you guys-
I don't know why.
I'm gonna buy you guys Tupperware that way. Just here, give this back to me with food.
Nah, just buy more jars.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, here, fill these jars with food.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens, I guess. I don't know. Jars are weird, but anyways.
Yeah, they're very old-timey for sure.
Yeah. I don't use them. I guess I didn't grow up with them. I guess
Which is-
Tupperware's a thing.
Yeah, Tupperware, like, we have Tupperware and stuff, but it's... When we give out stuff, it's always in a jar. We never give out Tupperware.
You're the only family that I've ever heard do that. So speaking
I
of which,
don't know, man.
speaking of which,
Whatever.
like traditions and whatnot.
Yeah.
I found out that people do this thing. I didn't know it. I don't know if you do or not. But during Christmas, there's something called like a pickle ornament.
Okay. Yeah, you lost me already.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I guess apparently you like hide the pickle in the house.
I love playing a game of hide the pickle.
In the house.
Yeah, I mean, different rooms,
Wherever,
different rooms of the
wherever is
house.
fine,
Yeah.
And I guess if you're the first person to find it, you're the first person to open the gift.
Okay.
I thought that was just like a one like family thing, but apparently it's like a thing. I never ever heard of that. Do you guys do anything like that?
No, not even close. We tried doing the elf on the shelf thing for a minute, and then I just kept forgetting to move him. And then my daughter's like, "Dad, I know." I'm like, "You know what?" She's like, "I know he's not real." I'm like, "Okay, good, because this was dumb." She's like, "Yeah, it's dumb." I don't know how old she was, like 8 or 9, already like breaking that and saying that we're stupid for doing this kind of stuff. So
She ain't wrong.
yeah, right.
But yeah, any big plans for New Year's?
No, not really. Just kind of hanging out right now. I don't have anything planned as of right now. So
I guess
we'll
it's
see.
kind of hard to plan
This
things.
is my New Year's plan. I
Yeah.
guess.
Future Chris.
Yeah.
Let us know how it is.
Yeah, but yeah, it's hard to plan things because nothing's really doing anything right now. So
Yeah. Well, on that sad note, let's get to it.
Round one.
All right, so the first topic of the year.
yeah, the final
Chris
first
Apu.
topic:
What do we got?
sports you might want to get into.
I remember why you put this in the hat.
Sports you might want to get into. We should really rehearse this more. All right, that was completely unnecessary. But yeah, I think we both agreed putting this topic in the hat because it was in like the middle of the COVID pandemic. There was just no sports on TV, and we ended up watching Australian football,
Yeah.
which is different than rugby,
And different than American football.
but different than American football.
And it's definitely not soccer.
yeah, and it's not.
But it's
soccer.
also, it might be cricket.
possible.
It was everywhere. It was actually pretty
Yeah,
cool to watch.
It was super fun and entertaining. We had no idea what was going on. We vaguely figured out the scoring by
I don't
2.5
understand.
games in, which the games are hours. They're forever.
Yeah, that seemed like it was a long time because
Yeah.
we were watching a Man U game. Sorry, Manchester United game. Oh, I'm gonna get slapped for that one.
Good.
And we were like afterwards just hanging out, and we're just like, okay, we want to watch something else. And there was like a rerun of Australian football, and we're just like, what is going on? So I definitely would want to get into that because it seems like, I mean, the stadium's huge
Yeah, that's why like it's almost cricket.
and almost rugby.
Yeah. I don't know. And the buddy we were watching it with, he kind of watched it already, but he also, yeah, he also had no idea. He's like, I don't know the rules. I just kind of watch it. I'm like, that's fair, dude. That's fair.
I mean, that's the same thing you could say about like rugby though. Like I don't get rugby.
Yeah, and I bet people I think rugby is more worldwide than Australian football is. So people know rugby in the United States, whereas Australian football is much lower
It's
chance.
definitely just in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's crazy. I remember when I was in Dublin, I was talking to this German guy, and he didn't know the concept of baseball, and it like befuddled me because I'm just like, yo, it's not that hard to like understand, like to get it. It's just strikes and outs, and that's how you score points, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was just so confused, and I'm just like, okay, how the hell do you get cricket, but you don't get baseball? But that's just like the way the world is, I guess.
Yeah, have you ever like actually tried explaining baseball? Like you start off like, yeah, it's balls and strikes and outs and runs. And then they're like, okay, well, what if like this very specific situation happens? You're like, oh, well, that's called an infield fly. And then you're like, okay, well, an infield fly is, and they're like, I don't understand.
I think so. When I was there was when the Rockies were actually good and were in the playoffs.
I mean, they've
So 2
only
years
missed
ago?
the playoffs a couple of years.
Yeah, they're really
Last couple of
Yeah,
years.
they were really bad the last couple of years, like really, really bad.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to explain to him how the playoffs work, because in most sports in Europe they don't really have like they'll have brackets, but they'll have
It's
like a
like
tournament,
points, right?
Yeah. So it's like really points based, and there's no like playoffs to win the championship. It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much whoever gets the most points. And so I was trying to explain to him like, well, like the wild card, like there's one like the series of one game, and then you
Yeah.
have like this, and he's just like, what is? So I had to like draw it all out.
Yeah,
It
because
was
you have to
really
go to the
funny.
wild card in order to even make the playoffs, because the wild card's a playoff, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the real playoffs yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's So just explaining that to me, it's just like I don't get it. I was like, well, let's just keep on drinking, and you might understand it.
Yeah, right.
And then like I found the game like on my phone, so we're watching it. I'm trying to explain to it as it's going on, and like we're losing because I think it was against the Dodgers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Rockies always lose against
Los
the Dodgers.
Dodgers. And
Los
so-
Dodgers.
And so yeah, but it's crazy to see how people don't understand baseball, and it is like America sports. So that's like the equivalent of like cricket or like
Yeah, I think cricket's also worldwide, so we just don't have cricket.
I
So
mean, is
we
it-
say cricket.
Is
but-
it worldwide, or is it just like specific to like populous nations like India?
I'm pretty sure all the places England conquered plays cricket.
I think you're right.
So pretty much worldwide. Dude,
English wide.
yeah, English wide. I was watching this. He has a YouTube channel called John Boy, and he does like random sports breakdowns. But he used to do this segment called Fun Sports Fridays, and he broke down this play from this sport called a Finnish baseball, I think. And that's literally like if
Oh, finished baseball.
Yeah.
I think it's like a finished baseball.
Oh, no, like finish.
Like a finished baseball game.
yeah, no, like
Like
Finnish.
it's done.
But yeah, he explained it. He's like, yeah, so if a drunk guy saw an American baseball game once and went home and tried to explain the rules, this is what this game would be.
That's awesome.
Like, it has 3 bases and a home plate, but it's like super awkwardly shaped on everything. And there's no like,
It's like a really vague version of baseball.
yeah, it's like you can see it. And the clip he showed, some guy literally hit the ball into a river, but the river was still in play because there's no like out of bounds
so
except
weird.
for behind the batter or
I
something.
get into that.
Yeah, I'll show you the clip when we're done, but it was absolutely insane. I think I can get down with some Finnish baseball just
there-
because it's so much more complicated than normal baseball.
Yeah. I mean, but it probably isn't
Yeah, right.
at the end of the day. Is there any sport out there that you kind of would want to get into that's like obscure like that? So like marble racing is a thing that I'd get into for some stupid reason because it's all physics.
I watched marble racing over the pandemic because again there was no sports on.
Yeah, we got so desperate. We're
I
just
was
reaching.
invested so hard, dude. Dude, it's all kinds of random sports. Like I
Like
could
tag, like ultimate tag or whatever. Like, that's the
yeah,
thing.
that I would get into like the Highlander games. Like get really into the Highlander games. Oh, you don't know about the Highlander games?
Like the wood shit.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes wearing kilts doing
Oh yeah.
a bunch of random
I don't know why I
log
thought
throwing.
I thought you're talking about like a video game because it sounds like
Oh,
a video.
no.
I know.
It's-
I'm
yeah,
thinking
it's-
of Borderlands. That's what it is. But
All right. Yeah, it's just called the Highlander games. It's kind of like in how I look at it, it's in the same realm of like
Strongest
yeah,
Man.
strongest man
Yeah.
kind of thing, but they're way cooler.
and I feel like they're all like more drunk too.
Yeah, lumberjacking.
Lumberjacking would be sick.
Competitive lumberjacking. They do so much random stuff. I'm just like, what the
this is
hell?
all shit that you see like on the Ocho.
Yeah. Where they like chop the tree and then they put like a piece of wood in and then climb it and then
Yeah.
climb it to the top and then chop the top of the tree off.
Talk about
I'm just like,
trust right
What
there,
is
dude.
happening?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I could watch some of that stuff.
You ever see the one where like people like have like a knife, like it's a knife competition? They have to like cut through a bunch of things.
No, I did not see
So
that one.
it's like they start with like a phone book, and it's like I think it's like handmade knives, and you just kind of have to go through like there's like rules and regulations. You just like had to cut things. It's like a southern sport, I believe.
All right.
But it's like you see these guys and they're just like so like in the zone, and they're just like
yeah, right.
just like move
Dude,
move on to the next one. You know.
Kind of speaking of obscure sports, you know the sport. I would say national sport of Colorado, but that doesn't make sense. But Colorado state sport is pack burro racing.
I did know that. Actually, I think we've had this conversation before, like last year, and we like watched videos forever.
Yeah, and it's like, what the hell is going on? And it's from the indigenous people of Colorado, but they call them burros. I'm like, I wonder what indigenous people you're talking about.
The Germans.
Yeah, the Germans, definitely.
The Spaniards.
That's time.
Yeah.
Look at that.
If there's any other sports that you guys know about that are obscure, random, or even just interesting that you'd want to get into, let us know, because there's a lot out there.
There's a lot of sports, and even things people consider sports now. There's that opens up the door even more.
Like video gaming is
S-sports?
S-sports. Sounds like my cousin saying it. Hey, you want to go play some S-sports?
Yeah, I was going to do it, but I was like, I probably shouldn't. I'll let you handle that.
Yeah, I got it. Nail it. Cool.
All right.
Well, let's get to the next one.
Round 2.
All right, what you got there, G?
All right, that's the last round 2.
Last round 2 of 2020.
Hey, by the way, thank you guys for listening.
Sorry, you startled me.
Yeah.
That peaked a little bit and hurt my ear holes.
All right.
What do you got?
Here's one from Mark. Mark, shout out to you, man. We like Buffalo. Live in Colorado forever or leave the U.S. for lever.
You want to try that again?
Yeah, let me try that again. Live in Colorado forever or live in U.S. for lever. Is that good?
Yes.
Live in Colorado or leave the U.S.
Oh, man. So basically,
Wait.
you'd have to live in Colorado for the rest of your life and not able to live anywhere else. Or leave the U.S. Leave the U.S. and be able to roam the world, but you're not allowed to come back to the United States.
To live in the United States. You can still visit, right?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I think you shouldn't be allowed to come back to the United States.
Or leave Colorado.
Or leave Colorado.
That seems like kind of far-fetched, though.
Yeah, that's why it's an interesting question.
It's not, though, because I could be like, I'd rather be outside. I'd not come, live outside of the U.S.
I would pick Colorado. I would rather not leave Colorado.
And you would never leave Colorado.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I've been to a lot of other states, and Colorado's still dope.
But you're right. But then you could never visit any other state. You'd be like, I really want a beach. Well, guess what? You can't fucking go to a beach because you can't leave
Did we
Colorado.
not already talk about this? I have no interest in wanting a beach. We already talked about
We
that.
did talk about this, but I'm just saying, like, beaches are nice. I like beaches.
Yeah,
I
you know what
like
else is
mountains
nice?
more, but
Mountains.
okay. Well, I would live
See,
outside of.
you say it's an easy question, yet we're completely on opposite ends of the agreement.
Well, yeah, but it's
You're like, oh, that's easy. I'd move out. I'm like, no.
What I'm saying is that
it's
you can
easy.
answer
I would stay here.
either or way, and it would make sense. Like, there's no argument. Like, I'd be like, okay, cool. Actually, no, that's stupid. Why would you want to live in Colorado for the rest of your life?
Because it has everything that I want.
No, okay. Let me rephrase that. Why would you want to live in Colorado and not be able to go outside of Colorado for the rest of your life?
Because everyone can come visit me easier.
They're not going to.
Oh, all my family's here.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, you can't go to Nebraska ever again.
Oh no. Oh, you're right, G. Oh man, the flaw in my plan. I can never go. Sorry, family. In this hypothetical, I can never see you again. Darn it.
I would live outside of the U.S., man.
I would too, but if I had a choice, I would pick to live in Colorado.
Well, the biggest thing would be I would live outside of the U.S. and I could still visit the U.S., but I can't visit Colorado.
You can't come back to the U.S. is the parameters of this question.
I don't think it is.
That's what I made the parameters of this question.
Oh, you just made it?
I said that at the beginning of the question.
No.
That's what makes the question harder.
Or leave U.S. forever. Okay, well, I guess.
Oh, it wasn't the question. See, I'm a better listener.
Yeah. I love the United States, don't get me wrong, but I think I could spend the rest of my life trying to figure myself out in other countries. That'd be really interesting.
Sure.
I mean, just because the mindset's different.
Sure.
And I could live in the motherland. That'd be fun.
Are you talking about Russia? Oh, your motherland.
Yeah. Chile.
Yeah, and like I would like visiting places in the world, but if I had a choice, man,
I feel like I don't
care.
like, I mean, because it's also not even just visiting or just being a tourist everywhere. It's also just like your lifestyle of living. So I don't know. I can never see myself living outside of Colorado, U.S. wise.
Yeah.
Maybe like Kansas City's cool. I would move there, but But it's also Kansas City. Like
Yeah.
LA, I hate LA. San Diego would be cool, but it's also like, I can find that anywhere else outside of the US.
Yeah.
And like way nicer with less humidity.
San Diego has dank ass Mexican food though.
Mhm.
Good luck finding
So
that
is-
anywhere else.
Mexico?
Nah, it's not the same.
Oh, yeah, it's not. It's way worse in Mexico.
It's Americanized in
Mexico.
in Mexico. they have to
Only in Cancun,
the
dude.
tourists, dude.
Only in like Cancun, Acapulco.
Dude, actually, I heard that, like, all jokes aside, somebody went to Mexico and they had, like, authentic Mexican food in Mexico, and they're like, this is disgusting. This does not taste like any authentic Mexican food ever.
Were they not of Mexican descent?
No, they weren't.
Okay, so there lies the problem. I mean,
But, they're white, but they get down on some menudo, you know?
I get you, but
They
it's
know what's
also
up.
like, are they going to like a fancy place or are they going to somewhere that's
They
like,
just went to somewhere on the resort, and they
see,
were... Well, that's
resort
the
food
thing.
is fucking gross.
Well, that's
though.
the thing. They were just like, yeah, I expected, like, not, like, the best, but at the same time, you know, a little better.
No,
And it's like, yeah, it feels like they just plopped beans out
it's
of
all
a can.
quantity over quality, man, over there.
You want to try that one more time?
No,
Quarantine over quality.
quarantine over quality.
Yeah. Oh, that's a huge argument right now. We'll just slide on past that one, though.
But yeah, I would live outside of the U.S. I love America. I love everything it stands for sure. But I think I would love to learn more about other cultures.
Yeah, you don't need to leave the United States to learn
kinda
more.
do.
Nah, man, it's called anthropology. They literally study it in school.
Yeah, I don't want to study. I'd rather live it.
That's not anthropology. That's called something else.
That's called living.
Yeah, right. I know so many people went to school for anthropology and literally did nothing with it. I don't know if they're expected to be.
Or maybe they are doing something with it, but they're just
Now he works at a head shop.
a head shop.
Yeah, like selling drug peripherals.
Oh, I took that somewhere completely different.
They sell heads, human skulls.
I took it further than that. It's okay. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
let's just mosey on.
it. Okay,
past
so
that.
if you were to leave Colorado, where would you live?
In the
or the
United
US?
States, or I don't know, man.
Canada would be kind of cool,
Yeah, probably Canada. Yeah, I think Canada would be cool.
just because it's the closest thing to America. Like,
No, I think there's a lot of cool things in Canada. I don't know, maybe Australia.
Australia would be. No, fuck Australia. There's spiders there, like a lot of them. Like,
Yeah,
really,
I'm cool with spiders.
I'm not.
They're not even that bad, mate.
Good on, yeah.
Good on you, mate.
And we lost all our
Yeah, man.
Australian viewers.
The one? I don't even know anybody.
Craig,
Yeah, I don't even know any Australians.
Nigel.
Wow, that might have lost all the Australians just with that. Actually, if us talking about Australian football didn't lose them.
Right? Yeah.
No, that brought them in, and now we lost them.
I mean, in theory, they're in the future. So
well, if we move to Australia, we could watch Australian football.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
That'll be a plus.
yeah. Then we can talk like them because they talk really cool.
Yeah, right. I mean, I wasn't gonna disagree. I just had to think about it real
Yeah.
quick.
I'd say I live in Ireland. Ireland would be dope.
Yeah, I live in
Everything's
Ireland.
slower over there. It's so much fun.
Apparently, it's a tax haven as well. So
A tax haven.
yeah,
What is
where
it?
you store all your money internationally and they don't get taxed by United States. But, you know, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's deep. That's something I have to think about if I decide to move to Ireland. There's actually a lot of Mexicans in Ireland. I realize that. So it's pretty much like, you know, when people would like leave or like graduate.
Have you
high
been to
school?
Ireland?
Yes. You know, when people would like graduate from high school, then they'd be like, "Oh, I want to go on a trip and like go do this."
And they never come back.
In Mexico, they do that, but they're like, "We're gonna live in Ireland for like 6 months and like work there."
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then
I
we'll
know.
come back.
Yeah, I know people that do that here, but
Which
they
is-
go to like
Brilliant.
New Zealand and stuff. Actually, most people I know that did like a work study or whatever lived in other places for a couple of years have always picked New Zealand.
Our thing is like, yeah, it's like Vietnam, like Thailand, like a bunch of those places. I know a lot of people go there from the U.S. like after high school, which I don't know why, but
Yeah, I also like this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but kind of just like weird little things like that. There's
that's
a
time.
huge. Oh. I guess it's not even on topic.
Yeah,
It's
there
just
you
a
go.
random fact.
let us know what you guys think before Chris goes on his random tangent.
It'd be nice if I'm not interrupted for once. But anyway,
Like, comment,
but apparently, like in I think Korea, South Korea, a lot of people are learning English, but they're learning like the British English instead of the Americanized English, which is mostly taught in schools. Which is really so you hear a bunch of like Korean people talking with like a thick British accent. It's like kind of off-putting. It's like, oh, that's weird, but all right.
it's kind of funny to think that. I mean, because what is an American accent? We have so many.
Yeah, but that's every place.
But now,
Like if you're just going back on Ireland, man, There's people that are like, I just have I got funny, I got all the shit.
Oh, how are ya?
Yeah, I don't. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's pretty
stereotypical.
typical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
sorry.
they have like a million accents as well.
No, but I mean, like, just think about it. If the American accent was like a specific accent, so like, imagine if we just taught like English, but like in a Southern accent.
Yeah, it's like all.
Hey, y'all.
I need to go get my oil change in my car or my car.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah, I can't even do
Like,
Southern
I
accent.
understand. Like, I think we should be all speaking in an English accent if you're learning English, you know, because they're the ones that kind of invented the language.
Or ruined it.
I mean, we kind of ruined it.
We perfected it, sir.
Oh, unless you're
We
from,
dropped all those extra vowels we don't need.
Unless you're
Color
from the-
doesn't need a U.
unless you're from the Midwest or the northern states.
Yeah, right.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, I guess like a kind of stereotypical American accent would kind of be
Us.
Yeah, our neutral Colorado accent. Very Hollywood too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like California, but like Hollywood is in like what they show in the movies and stuff.
Your cousin from Boston. Oh, I peaked that one.
All right, we should probably move on. Let's go there.
Round 3.
So the final third round, huh?
Final third round. Ooh,
Of the year, not like ever.
Twilight. I'm
I,
just kidding. Buffets. I don't know why this is in here, but buffets. Was that yours?
yeah. That was definitely
Was,
I don't know why I put it in there.
Was that one of the topics we were like spitballing when we very first started?
I think
And
it was.
then-
It was
Oh,
one
shit.
of those where when we started the podcast, we're like the thing was we had to start. Have you ever had a?
Have you ever have
We were trying to figure out how many subjects to do. I'm like, all right, we should both do 25, so we have 50 in the hat. And we're just like, all right, go. Like, it wasn't even like think about it. It was more so
Yeah,
just like
that's how-
just whatever comes to the top of your head.
That's how agriculture got in there.
That's how buffets got in there. So, so
That
we have
was
7
an
minutes to talk
interesting time.
about buffets. So buffets, what are your thoughts on buffets?
So I guess I don't really have a lot of experience with buffets. You know, like the Golden Corrals and the
Yeah.
Western Sizzlings. That I don't know if that's a
R.I.P.
Colorado thing.
Now come and go actually.
Yeah. My family just never went there for any meals at all. They were always kind of too expensive, and we just never ate enough. So like if we're going to pay like $15 for a meal,
Yeah.
we'd go out to like Olive Garden and get $15 for a meal. We just didn't eat enough to fill out $15 worth of mediocre mass-produced food.
we used to go to buffets a lot growing up.
Yeah.
I'll always remember my mom would tell me like, tell them you're 13.
Yeah, I've definitely had
"Come
a
on,
couple of those.
Tell them you said 13, cabron. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm 13, like with the fucking mustache and like hairiness and shit. But I didn't mind them back then. I think my parents did it for one because it's just like if we're gonna have a nice dinner, they should be able to pick out like what they want, and like that was a nice dinner for us.
Yeah.
Because then you can get ice cream, you can get fruit, you can get all this.
Yeah,
like,
you
those
get
varieties.
all that stuff.
But as I get older, I think they're super gross. Especially now, like I won't be surprised if they never open again, like a lot of buffets, or at least like major chains.
yeah,
I think Golden Corral is like in bankruptcy right now. I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the idea of buffets, I think, have just been going down in popularity in general.
Like I get it, but I think the more you think about like germs and like why they have like glass over them and like that's a lot of food that's just being touched by a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know, like the last couple times I've even been to a buffet have been like my ex-girlfriend had like her family was doing a birthday party or something. So we went there and that was the last time. I literally ate like a plate and a half of food. And I'm like, I'm all right. And then, it was a Mexican family. It's like, hey, you didn't eat enough. Go eat some more. Go eat some more, to make up for the $20 you spent. All right. Just want to put a pause on that real quick.
Nailed it.
You want to fix that real
No, it's fine. It's fine. Keep it going. Keep it going.
All right. We'll fix it after this. All right.
Shout out to our decorator.
Yeah.
Us.
It fell. Hey, my base looks all festive now.
There you go.
That's
Just
cool.
we'll just leave it.
All right.
It's
Perfect.
fine.
But yeah, that's really my only experience with buffets. Well, I guess outside of like the bougie ass like $50 ones in Vegas. Now, if you're talking about a buffet,
In Vegas.
Vegas buffets, dude, you can get like lobster tails and sushi rolls and shit. And it's
People
like,
still touch that shit,
oh
man.
my God.
I'd rather just like know what I want.
Well, this is pre-pandemic when I was like 23 and didn't care.
It is crazy how much that's probably affected my mindset. Because also, I mean, I would still go to them. So like, I think the last time I went to one was with my buddy Jared. I'll help you welding, you dick. And he like because I work with him, and he was like, "Hey, I'm really hungry. Like, what are you feeling for?"
Well, I mean, he works and you're there.
Well, I work for him. I work with him. I don't know. Anyways, and so we decided to do lunch, and he's like, "Hey, let's go do something nice." I was like, "Or something special or different," I think is what he said. And I was like, "All right, cool. What do you have in mind?" He's like, "Well, I love Chinese buffets," and I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, I guess Chinese buffets are a different species of buffet in
dude.
itself.
Oh, God.
I can get down on a Chinese buffet, all right.
Oh man, not this one. I won't even tell you which one it is. That way, I don't shit
Is
on
the
them.
one on 10th?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that's the go-to. Back in the day, I used to go there for high school because it was only like $8 or something
Yeah.
for
no,
lunch. I'm
good,
just like,
man.
yes.
And just like, oh man, I couldn't. He loves them. He loves Chinese buffets. I'm like, dude, this is trash. And then we ate there, and he's just like, yeah, this is trash. I was like, I told you.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, man, I think buffets have just been slowly going down in quality because food's getting so expensive.
Yeah.
And they don't really want to raise their prices because they'll lose a lot of just people coming there. Because really, the whole point to go there is to eat a lot of food for cheap.
Yeah.
But when you're paying $25 to get in,
Yeah.
which I always thought buffets were weird too. It's kind of like an amusement park. You pay to get in, you know?
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, they just lose a lot of people that way too.
They also charge you for sodas, I think.
Like refills?
No, just like for the initial soda.
Oh yeah, man. They charge you at sodas at regular restaurants.
Yeah, but if you're charging to get in, like, why don't you just add that on there?
No.
I would. Also, I wouldn't own a buffet, so that's also that.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you charge for soda? Your argument makes no sense, G. You
Like-
just want free soda, you fucking
Okay,
moocher.
well, if you're charging me $20, I just think that the soda should be included. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Zero restaurants ever.
Right.
I mean, most restaurants could
how they make their
probably
money.
give out free soda because they do that anyway. Like for every restaurant I've worked at, you make zero money off of soda. Just give out so much soda for free, it doesn't even matter.
Man, this is so no. I'm good with buffets. If I ever never go to one, but I guess also buffet would be like you have buffets like at weddings and things like that. Like is that a different thing? Or?
Yeah, I wasn't really counting like events. You know, like when you have a wedding or a graduation, it's buffet style, where it's just a bunch of food laying out to feed a bunch of people, like catering. I consider that more catering than buffet.
That's fair.
But I understand what you're saying. I wouldn't count that under this
I
classification.
guess I've never gone to like a wedding that has a buffet. I think it's just like catering.
Yeah, but like it's buffet style, kind of.
Kind
where,
of.
where they just like shuffle
But it's
you
not
along.
like you have like filet mignon over here, then salmon over here at a wedding. Never been to one of those. And if it was one of those, they obviously paid a lot to do it
Yeah,
that
I was
way.
like,
So
what fucking like place have
I'm
you gone
definitely
to?
getting
Filet
down
Milan?
if that's the case, man.
I said filet Milan, and then I
Milan.
burped.
Filet Milano.
Yeah. Felissa.
Alyssa?
I like how we're going to the same place on that.
Oh.
Yeah, and like some of the best weddings I've been to, like their food was a fucking like taco bar, and it was awesome.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
You
dude.
need to go to Mexican wedding where it's like, tía, tráeme el pozole, yo traigo las tortas y yo traigo esto. That's
I don't like pozole though.
Well, that's why you have the options. That's the neat part about it.
But taco bar though was really good.
I mean, taco bar, what kind of taco bar are we talking about? Like soft or crunchy taco? Because then
Both.
Ew. There's no.
Well, I guess I count crunchy tacos as fried corn. Those aren't really crunchy. It's not like Taco Bell crunchy.
But it's also like I don't know.
Yeah.
Buffets, I'm good.
Oh,
I'd
it was
never,
a
ever go to
legit
one.
Mexican food restaurant too. Though it was really good.
How legit?
Like legit.
To quit.
Like half my buddy's family were Mexicans. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're definitely not doing that. That is so loud in the headphones.
That's time.
Yeah, I got that, dude. By your tootie toots. Should we change?
I try to make it like not as loud, but only has one loudness level.
Yeah, mine. If I blow in mine, it's all sad. Like mine's just all sad when I blow in it. It's like.
Oh, we're not gonna do it together.
They're like almost the same pitch too, but they're not.
And they're sad as fuck. All right.
God.
Round 4.
So what do we got for the final fourth topic? That's
Of the year.
Final fourth topic.
Of the year.
Final fourth topic.
Fuck that.
Fuck.
They're monsters.
Anyway, where are we at there, G?
This will be a good one.
You say that every time.
No, when I got Twilight, I didn't say that. We got underrated musicians.
Didn't we already do this?
No. Did we?
Oh, we did underrated bands,
Yeah, underrated musicians.
which I guess is different, but not.
Would you say Billie Eilish? She's not really underrated, is she?
No, she's, if anything, she's
rated.
definitely rated appropriately. I don't know. I'm just not into whisper music, man. Like her and Lord, and there was another one at one point that all they do is talk with whisper and rhythms.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is what that is. I never really noticed that.
Yeah. So I'm not really into whisper music, but I get it. I think her brother does a fantastic job producing.
I think, okay, so I'll go into this. Yeah, it's right that he is a producer, huh? Mm-hmm. Lucky.
I think that's why she's as popular as she is, because he does most of the stuff. And I think that dude's super talented.
Although they do mend really well. I think during the time of quarantine, they did like a couple songs together. Mm-hmm. It sounded great.
Yeah.
That's the first time I was like, oh, Billie Eilish is...
Yeah. It's just not my style of music, I guess.
Same.
I think she's appropriately rated. I don't think she's terrible. I don't think she's like next generation superstar kind of thing, but
I think she's headed there.
Where she's at. I don't know, man. That's what they said about Lorde too, and she kind of just went bleh.
Or did she just become Billie Eilish?
Lorde is Billie Eilish.
And MIA.
Have you seen that episode of South Park where Randy Marsh is Lorde?
No, but that sounds amazing.
Yeah, he's like, I am Lorde. Who's
Strong
recommend.
Janelle Monáe. I think she's extremely underrated.
I don't know who that is, so
Exactly.
I'll believe you.
She I'm trying to think of what song she sings, but her like first album is awesome, and her live performances are so good. Mm-hmm. She's got "It's Just the Way You Make Me Feel." That's one of her songs. Awesome.
Okay.
Who else is there out there that's I think is underrated? Who do you think is underrated?
Pretty much any ska band.
Still on that, huh?
Yeah, never let it go, man.
We're talking about musician, not bands. You're a Bob Marley.
But no.
It's extremely underrated.
No. I really do not like Bob Marley, man. Like, I was into reggae really big in high school, and
Everyone
I was never into Bob Marley. I was like, this is kind of boring.
I think his famous songs are just overplayed, but there's like "Satisfy My Soul" still my favorite.
Yeah.
By him. I think that like those vibes are super cool, but I mean, I guess he's not really he's rated or overrated at this point.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before, but John Mayer, I think, is super underrated for how good at guitar he is.
Yeah, I think overall as an artist, I think he is where he needs to be though.
I'm specifically talking about his guitar playing abilities. Because, like, if you say, like, top 50 active playing guitarists right now, John Mayer has to make that list.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And people will be like, nah, dude, he body is a Wonderland, motherfucker.
I think what I love about his stuff now is that he's putting out less of his stuff and working more with other musicians. Like
I like his collabs and stuff he's doing.
Yeah, and I think that's important for him because him in the spotlight makes him the arrogant person that he is, right?
Yeah.
And I think him just doing these, like, more artistic like songs and musics, like it might not be appealing to the popular like his pop like fans who like his pop stuff, but it's more appealing to like people like me who really appreciate his guitar ability and
guitar ability. You should trademark that word.
And his and his production and how he does things. Like Continuum was definitely should not have been as popular as it is because it's so against the grain.
Yeah, there's like I really like that album.
I love that album.
There's the, super hits off that album, but they're not even the best songs on that album, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah, because what's that song on there? Is it the Paradise song?
Waiting on the World to Change.
Yeah, that's the one that's on there. Yeah.
And then Say was on that one too.
Yep.
But like Slow Dancing in a Burning Room was one of my favorite ones.
Oh, that one's really good. The title track's really good. Continuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have one though. There's no Continuum.
I thought there was a Continuum. Mm-mm. I swear to God there is.
I think you're thinking Gravity maybe? Because Gravity is probably his best work.
Maybe.
I don't know. But okay, so going back to like underrated musicians, I think Anderson .Paak is extremely underrated.
I think he's appropriately rated.
No, I think he should be on the forefront of what hip hop should be, in my opinion.
I don't think he's that good.
I think he's great. I really do.
And good for you. I disagree. I think he's really good at what he does, but what he's doing is just rehashing what has already been done.
We've had this like
we
had this argument.
we
before,
had this
haven't we?
argument before, so I'm surprised you brought it up.
No, because I honestly I wholeheartedly love Anderson .Paak. I love his style of mixing R&B with hip hop and making it like fusing it to his own thing.
But
And
he
not a
doesn't
lot
fuse
of-
it to his own
but that-
thing.
but
He
that-
fused it
but
to
that-
what it
hold
sounded
on,
like.
Hold on. No, hold on.
Hold on.
But he's not like no one's doing it.
No one's doing it anymore because it
Exactly,
was played
so
out.
it's-
It's not new or original.
It is. It's fresh.
It's like saying like
It's-
the Weeknd is original. The Weeknd's not original. The
Oh
Weeknd
my
is just
goodness,
doing
The Weeknd
stuff that's
is original.
already been done.
Like what?
his
Just
whole
the
80s
thing?
synth vibe.
Dude, have you heard his first albums? That was some cool shit. That was probably his best stuff, honestly.
Well, it's not his first album anymore, so
What?
you said it's his best stuff, so you agree he's getting worse.
No, I like his stuff now.
You
I
said
think he
his
has-
first
he
album
has
was
to
the best
play-
stuff. You said the first album was his best stuff.
I'm not saying his stuff right now is bad.
And now, but
I'm
you're
not saying
saying
it's-
you
no,
said it
no,
was the
no,
best,
that's not-
therefore he peaked and he's getting worse.
No,
so
he's
you
not
agree with
get-
me?
He's not getting worse. He's not getting worse, dude. He's at the same level that he's been.
Then how can you say it's his best stuff?
It is his best stuff.
How
I'm not
words
saying,
work.
I'm not saying that his stuff right now is like awful. I'm saying it's just
But
not
it's
as
not
good.
his best. So
But it's
he's
still
getting
good.
worse. So
He's not getting worse.
So he's getting worse. If you're at the best, that's your peak. You only
he's
go down from
literally
there if you
playing.
don't.
He's literally playing to what he needs to be at, and I think his last album was great. I think he did it well.
I
There's this one thing about like the music. I don't know why we're trying to do this, and I'm guilty of it, of just trying to bring back that genre back.
Yeah.
Mainly because we can't do original shit anymore.
I guess I disagree on that. But going back to the Weeknd, I still disagree with the Grammys on completely snubbing him out of every category.
Yeah.
That was dirty.
Yeah.
That was straight dirty, dude.
He could have had at least 2.
Yeah, he could have had something, man.
And it's also because this is that's all from this year, right? Like music from this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of music that came out this year that was good.
I mean, there might have been. I have not cared enough to pay attention to music in 2020 because there were so many artists that just kept dropping singles because they're like, I'm bored. I'm in pandemic. Drop a single, drop a single, drop a
We're
single.
all in this together. Let me go to my studio that's in my house.
Yeah, right. Even though we're sitting in a studio, not in our house.
Not in our
but
house,
Still
yeah.
kind of counts.
Yeah, not as good as their stuff though.
Yeah, of course. Oh, nope, don't do it. No, nope. Mm-mm.
Oh, we're gonna put that in post.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
What other underrated musicians did we miss? Because we talked about like 3.
Yeah, because we started arguing that Anderson .Paak isn't that good.
He's great. He's awesome. He's the future.
You can't talk about it anymore.
I'm not talking about Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, that's.
I
what
didn't.
you're
I have
talking
not. I didn't mention.
You're breaking.
I didn't
the
mention
rules.
anything about how he's not overrated.
I was not overrated.
Just don't start with me with that.
All right, let's get to the final topic
Of the final 20 awfulness of 20,
of the final month
2020.
of the final week of 2020.
Final round.
All right.
last one.
Ooh. Collecting vinyl. The final is collecting vinyl
For 2020,
for 2020.
we have plenty to talk about.
No, see, it was cute when I rhymed. When you rhymed, it's forced.
You're
Like Anderson .Paak's music.
oh my god! Start the damn timer. Collecting vinyl.
Yeah.
We both do it.
So I guess
So for those who
we're
don't know
kind
what a
of
vinyl
new to
is,
it comparatively.
for the younger audience who doesn't know what vinyls are,
It's like MP3s that were like on CDs, that were like on tape, that were like on 8-tracks.
yeah, but they were on this like round thing that was like normally black,
Yeah.
and it magically played music for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It
But
sounded
yeah,
way better.
We are fairly new to collecting vinyl because I think both of us are around the same amount of vinyls. We're under 100, under 80.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
about. So we have decent amount, but not collectors worthy just yet. You know?
We also, I mean, I grew up with it, but it was also not like it wasn't stuff that I wanted. So it,
yeah.
my stuff started with my dad was a DJ in Mexico, so he had like crates of just random vinyls, anything from like rancheras from like Vicente Fernandez to like Led Zeppelin 2, which is where I found that one at.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like what kind of parties are you DJing that in Mexico that are just this like wide range? But that's kind of how I got introduced into vinyl. I never understood why people collected it until I got it. And some people will say it's for the sound quality. I personally just like albums that are consistently good throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or that have like that made the effort of making side A and side B two different types of feels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so much about the sound quality, mainly because I don't have a record player that can deliver that.
Yeah. And I kind of agree with you. Like, objectively, the sound on a vinyl is worse than a pure audio digital crack. But it's those imperfections that make vinyl sound really good. Those little scratches and pops and all that stuff.
It makes you feel like you're going back through time, or you're feeling time go through that because of like how worn out those things, those
And
words
like,
are.
especially like actually like old vinyls that were printed on there, it just sounds different too.
Yeah.
Like, you can, I don't know, there's just so much extra sound because basically, I don't know, to give everyone a quick lesson on music compression, but how MP3s work is they take all of the audio file and squish it down to as much as possible, so you lose a lot of the low end and a lot of the high end. So when you listen to vinyl, that's 100% completely uncompressed. And really the only compression you get is natural compression from actual recording on tape, because it literally hits the peaks of either side of the tape.
Yeah.
And that in itself just makes it sound amazing. Just pure audio, no digital like conversion or anything. It's just straight from the guitar to the tape to the record. And it's just amazing.
One thing I've found difficult, especially, I mean, even with like doing stuff like this and producing and things like that, is understanding why people like give a shit about like remastered stuff or or things like that. And for me, I think the best way to explain when you listen to vinyl, especially if it's on a good player, it's more so that like it feels like when you listen to them, you're listening to it here, right? But the goal ultimately for music is to kind of, sorry for people who can't see me, it's listening to it in your ears.
Yeah.
And the whole goal is to get like a full circle of the music hitting your front and your back and
It's
making
called
it feel that way.
soundscaping.
Yeah, well, soundscaping, but I'm also
Well,
trying
I was letting the audience know.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to like, gee, you're an idiot.
Oh, no,
Which,
no.
I mean, let's be real, I am.
Yeah.
And the ultimate goal is to kind of surround that with, you can hear with MP3s, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, like MP3s are still, you know, if you have a really good pair of headphones, you can still get decent soundscaping.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but
vinyl just sounds different. It just hits different, bro.
It's like you say, like when it's
Same.
compressed, right? I think with vinyl, you're literally getting, like Chris said, like you're getting the full spectrum, the full like roundness of the song, because
yeah, you hit like
your restriction is only where it's there as compared to like MP3s.
Yeah, where it's everything is just cut off.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you just get the full breadth of the actual sound wave. So you get it up to the peak, and then when it comes down, you know, and that's what really sounds good to me.
When I find it funny,
I just find it funny.
I just think it's funny. Well, no, but just people who don't like really like have invested themselves into understanding why musicians put specific things or how they produce music. Like I've had friends that are like, why do you how do you hear that? It's like, oh, because I'm looking for things.
Yeah.
Like I think when people say that music is a journey, sometimes when you're listening to them on headphones, and especially on vinyl, you're looking for little things like that. Because I remember when we got these headphones, like we listened to that Pink Floyd song, and we're just like, oh, I never noticed that piano that was in the background, doing this and doing that. So it's just finding these little like remnants of like history within them. And I think a lot of that, I think vinyl can do that really well. But again, like it depends on like the vinyl player that you're getting too. So
yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that factors in with the vinyls.
Yeah. So that's I think that's like one of the downfalls of it. But one of the things I loved that vinyls did was that it forced musicians to make a concept of their music.
Yep.
So like Boston's side A and side B of the first album, I love it because it's like they made an attempt to be like, this fits on this side and this fits on that side, and they can be two completely different types of like tracks or albums.
And that's one thing that I agree with you like about vinyls, is it makes you listen in order of how the musician wanted the songs to be. Whereas MP3s, you can just like hit shuffle and you get 15 different albums from the same artist, and it's like they wanted this album to sound like this very specifically. And that's what I like about these headphones too. There's no extra EQ or anything on that. It's just how it was recorded. Very flat, natural sounding headphones. And it's like, this is what the artist wanted you to hear.
But that's also
in their mix.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what's shitty about like music nowadays is that like I don't think I'll ever make a full album. It doesn't make sense for me to.
Yeah, even people that are like have signed record deals, they're only dropping singles now.
Yeah.
And an EP here and there. They rarely drop like an entire album unless it's like 10 years between each other.
Yeah.
It's weird. The landscape of music is weird right now.
I mean, there's very few artists who can pull it off. Bruno Mars does a really good job with it.
Yeah.
Which I have his vinyl. The Weeknd, which I want his new one. His concept, whether people like it or not, I enjoy quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is there any recent ones that you've gotten?
Dude, I haven't gotten vinyl in probably like a year and a half. Kind of sad. I just haven't had time to go because with vinyl, you kind of have to dig.
Yeah.
Like you go to those like secondhand shops, you have to dig because newer vinyl that's like
And have a budget.
yeah, true. And newer vinyl that's printed, it's not the same. I think they literally just take MP3s and print it
Yeah.
on vinyl, and that's lame
No, for
because
sure.
it completely ruins the whole soundscaping that we are talking about. But
Yeah, I got Kendrick Lamar's first album for Christmas this year, and it's a clear vinyl.
yeah.
It sounds so sick, and like it's a concept album too, so it makes it really cool. But that's time.
Oh, nice. I think that was a good topic to end this year off because that's something we both really enjoy doing. So,
Yeah.
like you did vinyl nights forever.
At Bricks.
At Bricks.
Brew and Tap. If, once we can get this started, I'll probably do that again. So join me there. We can have some conversations about vinyls and stuff. But yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in, especially this year. We know it's been a rough year for a lot of us. And I say this every time. I know I do. I sound like Trump there.
Yeah.
I know I do. But we do appreciate you guys listening and tuning in and hopefully watching these videos as well. Yeah, 2020 was just shit. But it also, I think, if you had the ability to capitalize on some things or start some new things, it was a perfect time to do so, which was what we did.
Definitely.
With all our savings that we had for future endeavors, we just decided to pull the trigger and have this for you guys. So
Yeah.
we hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys again for tuning in.
Before we sign off, what's the best thing that happened to you in this shit year of 2020?
When we leave the studio and I drop you off.
Wow. All right. I was trying to, have a nice little moment and just
No, I
ruin.
think the best thing for 2020, and I hope a lot of you guys maybe have gone through this, is just the opportunity to spend more time with people that you care about in a safe way, obviously, but maybe rekindle those relationships that you might have that you didn't know that needed rekindling. So, like for example, for me, my friendship with my roommates has been bigger than it ever has been because we've been forced to spend so much time together.
Did those lights just turn off?
Yeah. And not to
All
say
right.
not to say that I didn't like them beforehand, but there's always like that thing of just not even with us, like I mean we've been hanging out a lot more and it's been nice, and I'm sure we've had our moments of
Dude, we've hung out every single week since
like
April.
I think so.
Yeah.
So
At least minimum once a week.
yeah,
Yeah, which a lot of weeks have been more than that.
so that's what I'm happy for. What
Yeah.
about you, Chris?
I would agree, like having more opportunity to spend more time with family members and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm actually like
Sorry, keep on going.
I'm actually just kind of really proud that we were able to
You finally
do some
pulled the
more
trigger.
music. Yeah, do some more music stuff. And after years of grinding, finally making moves forward,
Yeah, once Chris quit the band, it made it kind
I
of
was
hard
fired.
to make this stuff happen. So it's nice that Chris got over it and we can actually start this again. So
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what happened. He fired
we
me
don't really
so
know what
hard.
happened. Okay, let's put this to rest, and we're probably going to bring it up again.
Oh,
but,
this joke's never gonna go away.
yeah, but I think it just why I moved.
You moved, so it's
Yeah,
your fault.
it was
there
my
you go.
fault.
It's your fault. I like how we're like, all right, let's figure this. Oh, I moved.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, but you came back.
Yeah, and we just haven't done anything. So
Oh
hopefully,
yeah, I guess that was the last show we played. Was when you moved to Austin.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. That's
So I
right.
guess let's here's to 21. I guess we can cheers to this.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna get some shot. Hold on.
Oh.
Hey,
All right.
well, cheers to you guys. Happy 2020.
Happy end of 2020.
Death 2020 for sure. But we'll see you guys next year. I hope you guys have a good New Year's. Have a safe one. And as always, be nice to people, be loving, and be safe.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, God. Oh,
Energy drink.
nope. That was disgusting.
Oh, that's funny though.
Oh,
Is this just gonna be
Oh,
the? Yeah.
God.
Yep, that's gonna be the outro.
oh.
Worth it. And then again, like,
I can't.
oh man.
Bye, everyone.